Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Sonia, and today I want to talk about this video that I saw on TikTok. It's one of those videos of the Pop the Balloon show, so I'm going to add the video right now.
Okay.
No, she's someone that's your type?
Yeah. She's my type. Definitely, I like her skin tone.
Oh,
I like dark skinned women. She's beautiful. You know what I mean? And I like the fact that you got braids. Like
It's a mohawk.
you embracing your yeah.
Oh, I'm shocked, and I didn't think you were attracted.
Why are you shocked?
I don't know. I didn't think I was his type.
I should think that, but
Yeah, nah, you very beautiful. I like your skin tone again, and you got gorgeous almond eyes, and yeah.
Okay.
So are you still leaving your balloon on Pop? Is he someone that is your type?
He's attractive. I just didn't think I was his type.
Why are you eliminating yourself? You want the balloon back?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's get that balloon back. Hey, well then, is it a yes for you for him?
Yes.
And is it a yes for you for her?
Yeah.
This video is exactly why I say that we should stop self-sabotaging, because what do you mean you didn't think you were his type? I didn't watch the full video, but I'm gonna assume that he didn't say anything specific that gave her the idea that he didn't like her, right? Or she wasn't his type. But in that moment, she thought, I'm not his type for whatever reason, so I'm gonna remove myself from this situation so that I don't feel hurt or I don't have to face the rejection. And something that I want to say is rejection hurts, but it's not the end of the world. And even when you think you might get rejected, that's not an okay for you to eliminate yourself, because it shows lack of confidence in yourself, and that's never a good look. And I want to use my own personal example. I remember one time I was on my college campus, right? I was sitting down feeling cutesy and everything. So this guy, I think they were recording, and this girl, she sat like a good distance away from me, and but I can hear the conversations between them, right? So the guy went up to the girl and he gave her a rose, a red rose, right? And she was like, what was this for? And the guy said, this is we're giving roses to people who we find attractive, right? Who we think looks nice, right? And when I sat there, I saw him give her the rose, oh cute and everything, and I sat in my chair and I was waiting for my rose. I was waiting for my rose, and I didn't get anything, And in that moment, I'm not even gonna lie, I felt a crush to my confidence, because, imagine you heard someone telling someone else that, oh, I'm giving roses to people that I find attractive, and then you turn around and realize that I didn't get a rose. Does that mean I'm not attractive? But I sat there and I was like, Sonia, listen, not everyone is gonna find you attractive, and that's okay. And even so, even if someone doesn't find you attractive, it's not an okay for you to go out in the world thinking, oh, nobody finds me attractive, so you know what? I'm not even gonna even try to be attractive for someone, or I'm not even gonna try to take care of myself, so that's the point that I'm trying to get across. Just because you think you might get rejected is not an okay for you to eliminate yourself from the whole process. You should still go in there with confidence regardless. I don't want to go into why we should never resort to self-sabotaging. We should never self-sabotage, because tell me, how many times have you heard these things? Have you said these things to yourself? I am ugly, I am not enough. Maybe not those exact words, are how many times have you heard this? You are ugly, you're not enough, and something like black hair can't grow, just random phrases. When you repeat these things over time, they start to feel true. And what happens is that you start to shrink yourself to match what you believe. So you believe that black hair don't grow, you don't take care of your hair. You believe that you're ugly, you don't try to improve yourself. You don't try to get better. You believe that you're not enough, you don't try to self-improve. You don't try to do anything or elevate yourself. And then this self-sabotaging behavior or mindset, it becomes the self-fulfilling prophecy. According to this research that I did, that's when a person's expectations of someone or themselves can lead to that person or themselves behaving in a way that confirms the expectations. So if your perception of yourself is that I am ugly, eventually you're going to start to behave in a way that confirms that I am ugly. You stop taking care of yourselves. You don't do your hair. You don't I don't want to say you don't shower, but yeah, anything. You don't invest in yourself, and that's never a good thing. In the case of the video, the lady thought she wasn't the guy's type. What she did was she eliminated herself. See, self-fulfilling prophecy. She believes this, she has this idea in her head, and because of that idea, she starts to act in ways that confirm her idea that she has in her head. Basically, she's saying, I'm not his type, so I'll remove myself. You don't show up because you think you will fail anyways. That's never the way that we want to do this. But I really want to talk about why our brain does this. Why is it that certain thoughts that comes to our mind, we start to act on them or act in ways to fulfill them? There's this thing called the illusory truth effect. The tendency for any statement that is repeated frequently, whether it is true or not, to acquire a ring of truth. So after a while, you start to believe that this thing is true, whether or not it really is true. But how does the illusory truth effect works? What I want you to know is that human judgment, or our judgment, it's not only influenced by the things that we take in, it's also shaped by how easy or how hard a specific information is to process. What I mean is that, say for example, you have this specific statement, I am ugly. When you repeat it over and over, it becomes easier for your mind to understand it. And this is what psychologists call the processing fluency. So after you repeat something over and over, it's easier for your mind to process that thing, which therefore making you believe it easier. Say for example, you're studying for a test and you're repeatedly looking at the documents that your teacher gives to you, right? After a while, after repeatedly studying these concepts, it's easier for your brain to connect the dots. When it's easier for your brain to connect the dots, it's easier for you to believe what you study because you understand what you study. So that's a positive example of how the illusory truth effect works. Also, things that you believe, you're more inclined to share them with others, right? So something factual, after you repeatedly learn, after you repeatedly practice it, it sticks in your mind as the truth. Let me show you a negative example though. Say there's a person that is repeatedly telling themselves that, oh, I'm not attractive, after they have been constantly exposed to like fake images on social media or something. After a while, their brain their brain start to connect that I am not attractive because I don't look like these people on social media. The main thing to note right here is that your brain is going to always try to make connections with things that you are thinking or things that you're saying to yourself. So if you're saying I am ugly, your brain is going to find a reason as to why you're ugly, and when it finds that reason, that makes it easier for you as a person to believe that you are ugly. So you say you're ugly because of these people that you see on social media, the brain connects the dots, then you start to believe that you're ugly. It's so powerful how our brain works because it works the same. If you start to think positively and you find a connection, then you actually believe the positive thing. Let me give you another example in our daily life now. The good hair and the bad hair thing. I'm sure all of us, especially black people, in our lives, we've heard about people having good hair, people having bad hair. In essence, there's no good hair and there's no bad hair, right? But because we have been repeatedly exposed to the phrase good hair, bad hair, we subconsciously think that there is such a thing as good hair, bad hair. And before I go into how you counteract these falsehoods, I want to tell you the reasons why you should stop self-sabotaging. First of all, when people see that you're insecure, some of them will use it against you. Let me use the example of the guy and the girl in the video. Say, he already said he liked her and he thought she was beautiful and everything, right? But he still, based on the interaction that they had right there, you could see that she was insecure. After a while in their relationship, right? Say they're married and everything. If this guy's not a good person, one day he might start to use her insecurity against her, saying, I'm gonna leave you. You will start to tell her bad things. I'm not saying this guy per se will do that. I'm just saying, giving an example. You start to tell her all the bad things, making her more insecure. When you're insecure, people will use your insecurity against you. This is why I keep on saying, never let anyone know that you're insecure, even when it is like something horrible, even when you feel like, hey, my head is too big, I can't go outside with my head. Do not, never, ever, ever, ever let someone know what you're insecure about. I have a lot of insecurity. I think we all do, but you will never hear me telling someone one of my insecurities. Never. I don't care how close we are. Anything that I tell you is something that I'm okay with you saying back to me, right? And the next reason why you should stop is when you have to constantly reassure an insecure person, it can get annoying. Let me use an example of the guy and the girl in the video. Say the guy is a very good guy, they're having a great relationship, right? But this lady is insecure. She's gonna constantly need him to come to her and say, I love you, you're beautiful, I love your almond eyes, I love your dark skin, I love your hair, I love this, I love that. It can get annoying after a while. You may love this person so much, but after a while, you don't want to have to tell someone to know their worth. Trust me, you will do it for a while, but after a time, you're gonna be like, no, you're a grown person, you should know your worth. I shouldn't have to be the one to reassure you all the time, right? And another reason is that it can make people uncomfortable, straight up, you know? Because if I'm around someone that thinks they are ugly or thinks that some things, whatever they think, if I'm around someone that thinks they're ugly, I may tell you that, hey, you know, you're not ugly and this, that, right? But it can make me uncomfortable because I'm wondering, okay, since you think you're ugly, do you think I'm gonna assume you don't think I'm ugly because you're not telling me I'm ugly. But are you jealous of me because I'm not ugly? Or it can make you uncomfortable. It can make you question things sometimes. So that's why I say you should stop. I just want to clarify that when I said that you telling me how insecure you are might make me think that you want to be me or something, I'm not trying to be superficial, I promise. What I'm trying to say is that when you're around a person that is insecure, or despite you telling them how beautiful they are, despite how many times you reassure them, they keep on having negative self-talk. It might cause you to think that, is this person jealous of me? Because remember, this person is not saying I am ugly. This person is only calling themselves ugly. So does this person think that if they were me, they would be beautiful? And that's gonna breed some obsessive behavior that nobody wants. Now I'm gonna go into how to counter these false claims. What I want you to do is, it's kind of cliche, but you're gonna do some self-talk, some positive self-talk. And what I want you to do is start with the truth. Think about what someone who loves you would say. I like to think about God because God is very objective. God doesn't change, because someone that loves you might say, oh, you're beautiful, and then one day they tell you, oh, you're ugly. God is the same all the time. If God says you're beautiful today, it means you're beautiful even when you're doing the worst thing in the world. So think of what God would say to you. So God would say you are beautiful and wonderfully made, right? And the lie, you're going to state the lie. No, I am ugly. The lie is I am ugly. Then you're going to explain the truth. And you can do this in a variety of ways. Is either you're going to explain how you're going to make yourself feel beautiful. For example, you can say, okay, I am beautiful because I am healthy, I am strong, and I am me. Or you can say, I am beautiful because I did my hair today. I am beautiful because I took a shower today. I am beautiful because I put effort in myself. So first thing, you start with the truth. I am beautiful. Then state the lie. I am ugly. Then you explain the truth or elaborate on the truth. I am beautiful because whatever you want to insert. But yes, that is what I have for today's video. And I really hope you enjoy this video. If you are someone that is feeling insecure, just please remember that you are not what your mind is telling you that you are right now. Your mind is gonna tell you a lot of stuff. Trust me, even after you have tried to counteract it, your mind is gonna tell you some of the worst stuff. Why do you think some people get depressed? Some people unalive themselves because their mind tells them things, and they start to believe these things because it's constantly being said in their minds. So you have to work on how you address these thoughts. That's how you grow, that's how you change, that's how you just learn to love yourselves. Learn to always see the good in yourselves, even when you're doing something bad, even when because you're not perfect. So yes, that is what I have for you today. I hope you enjoy this video. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe. Tell me what you think about this video. Tell me how you would go about getting rid of these thoughts or minimizing the effects of these thoughts. Bye.